Hi, good morning. In this video, we are trying to understand about a trend line. So, what is the meaning of trend line and how we use in our trading session? So, let us see there are two types of trend lines. One is downward, one is upward. Let us see in this Nifty chart. This is Nifty 50 chart. If I want to draw a trend line of some part of the chart, if you see here, it is around 28. You can see initially it started here the trading from here 9:15 open. It has a rejection candle of green candle, and slowly it has gone to bullish mode up to around 24 200, around the value it has gone, and again from there it is being fallen. Now how to understand in the next trading session, that is around 29th, how to trade this session means you can draw one side by. You will have some indicators here, you can check. There is one line here, diagonal line. This line, if you click it, you can just draw from the peak point one line like this. You can draw one line. This line we can say it is called trend line. Okay, this line we can call it as trend line. How to draw a trend line means whatever the line you are drawing from the peak to downward, okay, where it has been rejected the market, from there you are drawing one line. That line has to touch with my graph multiple times, then we call it as trend line. Minimum 2 times it has to touch. You can see here one time it has touched the point, and the second point it touched here, and again it has been fallen. Again if it go and touch and it falls, the trend line is a very strong trend line we can expect. So that according to the trend line, whenever the candle comes towards the trend line, you can go for sell on rise. That means you can keep a put trade where your estimation is the market is falling. Like that we can follow these trend lines. Suppose by chance if this green candle is crossing this trend line, suppose green candle is crossing this trend line for about 5 to 10 minutes, you see that candle is withstanding or not above the trend line. If it is withstanding above the trend line, cutting the trend line, you can expect the trend has been changed from downward to upward trend. In that manner, these trend lines are very helpful for the trader to use. In the similar manner, if you go for, if I want to show you uptrend, how to draw the trend line, you can see in the chart, you can see now uptrend how I'll write. So you can see here, so this is bottom here, correct? We have a bottom here. From there if I draw a trend line, from here I am drawing a trend line like this, touching multiple points. So this is the way I have written a trend line. So if you see the trend line, it is touching this point, and again the wick has formed here, it is touching here, and again there is a touch here, 3 points, this is 4th point. So it is a valid trend line where it has to touch multiple times of bottoms. So now you can say this is a upward trend line I have written. So what you have to understand is this trend line will become a support for my candles if it is going upward like this. Okay, until unless if this chart, if it is not crossing my trend line, I cannot go to bearish mode. My mind will be always towards bullish mode. So this is one way you can understand the support for your chart. This is just looking like a support for me, going upward by taking the support of this line. But whenever the line, if it cuts by red candle, you can see here red candle, and again if it go to retrace to touch that what I can say trend line, it will go to touch the trend line once again and fall. We can say that you can go for bearish mode where you can apply the put trade. So this is the way how a trend line will always help us to understand how the trade will be executed, where the stop losses we can keep. That is very important. For example, I entered here. For example, I entered here. So that this is your trend line that we understood. Whenever it is moving with a trend line like this, somewhere not here, somewhere here I entered. This is the portion I entered. Now, from here it is moving up, slowly falling and moving up like this. Now, where the stop loss I have to keep? If I enter here 24,171, my stop loss will be below this wick, will be the stop loss. Nearly around hardly 168, this is 101. Nearly around 50 points stop loss. So that the market, when you keep here stop loss, so the market will go up like this, go on going with this trend line, so that you can capture nearly around 300 points you can capture. So this is the way, wherever the wick is there you can keep the stop loss. Okay, a long wick will form, there you can keep a stop loss and you can enter into the trade. And when the trend line is ascending order, if it is moving ascending order, your mind should be on bullish trend. Whenever the trend is moving downward, where the line is in inclined fashion like this, we call it as the tendency of that movement is downward. So on that day, your thinking should be on bearish mode. So that lines always indicates whether I have to go for bullish trade or whether I have to go for bearish trade. That is one of the best strategy which we use in trading session. So this is about trend lines. One is upward trend line, one is downward trend line. So I hope you understood this. Thank you very much.